The following text is from O. Henry's 1904 short story, The Cop and the Anthem. Soapy is a homeless man who lives in New York City. Soapy's hopes for the winter were not very high. He was not thinking of sailing away on a ship. He was not thinking of the southern skies or the Bay of Naples. 3 months in the prison on Blackwell's Island was what he wanted. 3 months of food every day and a bed every night. 3 months safe from the cold north wind and safe from cops. This seemed to Soapy the most desirable thing in the whole world. Let's take a look at the question here. Which choice states the main purpose of the text? Option A. To demonstrate how Soapy's expectations were lesser than the expectations of the average New Yorker. Option B. To emphasize that Soapy did not like any place other than the prison or the Blackwell Island. Option C. To show how Soapy's wishes for the winter months were minimal. Or option D. To exemplify how sailing on the ship and the southern skies are not desirable for everyone. So let's take a look at the blurb here. So the blurb in short clearly tells us that Soapy is a homeless man, right? That's what we know of it. Then the next part clearly tells us that that he does not have any high wishes, right? He's not thinking for something grand. He's just thinking for something very, very basic, right? So 3 months of food is what he wants. He wants one bed every night for 3 months. That has to be safe from the cold. It has to be safe from the cops, right? This is the most desirable thing in the whole world that he's looking for. So he was not thinking of anything grand or luxurious. He was just thinking of something very, very, very basic, right? So that's the clue that we have here. And the blurb, the introduction part also tells us that Soapy is a homeless man, right? So let's make a note of it. The blurb tells us that Soapy is a homeless man, and the text clearly focuses on Soapy's hopes to just have food every day and a bed to sleep every day. That's it. So what is the purpose of the text? So the purpose of the text could mean that the author clearly wants to show Soapy's basic needs, right? He just wants to show that Soapy is all looking for something very basic and not something extravagant. So let's take a look at the prediction here. So it's fair to infer that Soapy's hopes for the winter are very, very basic, right? Now let's take a look at the options. Let's see which option clearly means that he's looking for something very basic. Option A. To demonstrate how Soapy's expectations were less than the expectations of the average New Yorker. Now the expectations of the average New Yorker are clearly not discussed on the passage. We don't even know what is the expectation of the average New Yorker. So therefore, if you compare Soapy's expectations to something that's not mentioned in the passage, that would be going beyond the scope of the passage. So option A can therefore be eliminated. Moving on to option B. To emphasize that Soapy did not like any other place other than the prison on Blackwell Island. Now B uses a very strong words, right? It might not be correct to say that Soapy did not like any other place. So that's why he's preferring this particular place, right? So B is also clearly going beyond what is required. It's using very strong language here, and it's clearly bringing it out of context here. So option B can therefore be eliminated. Moving on to option C. To show how Soapy's wishes for the winter's months were just minimal. Right now, C clearly describes the main idea of the main purpose of the text, because that's what Soapy hopes for. He hopes for something that is very, very basic and something that's very, very minimal. So C can be kept on hold. Then moving on to option D. To exemplify how sailing on a ship and the southern skies are not desirable for everyone. Now, discussions of sailing the ship and southern skies are just a minor portion of the passage. He didn't want to do that, right? And this cannot be described as something that's the main purpose of the whole text, right? And again, we don't know whether it's desirable for everyone or not. So option D can be eliminated. The correct answer for this question should be option C, to show how Soapy's wishes for the winter months were very basic and minimal.